Oh boy, what is up? Run Pure Sports, and we're going to talk some baseball, the small slate tonight, and then we're going to talk about the small slate in the NBA and try and win some big money. It has already been an interesting pre-show. A lot of fun to have here. All right, hit the button, hit the like button. We already got 114 watching. We started streaming this a minute ago, so how about that? And yes, Steve Anthony, Keston here does suck, and I don't know who recommended him today, but you shouldn't have played him. All right, Hoop has an announcement he needs to tell Big T as far as the runtime of the show. Yes, Hoop.
Yeah, I got baseball. I got the big 8-year-old baseball game tonight, so kind of limited on time, but we'll get through it all. I thought you were talking about the big announcement for football season that me and Big T have been working on.
I don't even know seriously what you're talking about. All you told me was you had to be out of here by 5, but that sounds a lot better. What's your big announcement?
Me and by 5. You didn't say by. I don't know if I've done an hour show in my life.
Yeah, Big T likes to talk. So when I have time limits, I like to go behind his back and have the producer just cut it, or have you just cut the show off. This dude
so Simon, today when Hoop goes stop the show. Today is Hoop stop the show day. Now what the hell are you talking about? What is this football thing you guys are doing?
Well, I mean, me and Big T were kind of talking the other day, and we would like to extend the invite to have you join the Morning Wood crew come football season.
Oh my God! Yay! No, that's awesome. I would love to do that. Seriously. Thank you very much.
That reaction might.
Yeah, that just kicked me off. Did that
just not a morning
back off the list now?
I was channeling my inner captain. That's what I was doing. My inner captain, and I brought him out, and he said, "No, that'd be awesome, dude. I'd really love to do that. That's kind of an honor."
Be a dream team. You leading the way, me and Big T. I mean, it would just be. But yeah, the reaction though, we got to work on that.
I'm sorry. Like I said, we were talking about Captain before the show, and I was going to do an impression, and unfortunately, it came out naturally. Anyways, I want to congratulate somebody, Club Cam Cole. He was on the PGA show last night, and the dude won the Millie Maker. Now, I also want to let you know, before the show starts, Big T is usually a very quiet individual. Rarely is he chomping. Hoop, we brought up this Club Cam Cole guy, and that was it. I mean, the guy was glowing, absolutely glowing.
Man crush city. I mean, Big T. I mean, we need like a hand check. I mean, do you have pants on? I mean, Big T's falling in love. Mrs. T better watch out.
About him was he came on the show. The first thing he said, I'd never talked to him he sent me some messages on Twitter and stuff, but I've never actually talked to him. First thing this dude said is, my favorite thing to do is own Hoop in the Thunderdome. And that just warmed my heart.
And it's true. I told you guys, like me and him have battled in the high stakes and DK. And I'm not going to lie, he's definitely got the best of me in some of these events. Like he's good. I mean, looking at this team, oh gosh, I can't imagine clicking some of these names. That's probably why he did so well. Scott.
He had some reasoning too, though. Like he was good friends with Elk, and he described his reasons for all of them. And I mean, I made fun of a few of his plays last week, so I wouldn't have played him either, obviously. But once you heard his reasoning, I mean, he was awesome. He was definitely one of my favorite people we've brought on the show.
Yeah, he's had a ton of success.
Brought on a bunch of people over the years too. We brought a ton of different people on. He's definitely one of the. He had like 17 beers too during the show, just like our boy G Risen. He fit right in with the crew. He's definitely going to be back on at some point.
Got to get him to join the movement. We need him on board. It sounds like a good fit to the team,
No, definitely a good fit. I think everyone liked him too. I mean, he definitely said some things and I laughed, and can't be too sensitive watching him, but he was definitely knowledgeable and funny, which that's what we need. You can't have enough knowledgeable, entertaining people in this industry.
Dude, I got to tell you, I'm seriously pumped about the Wood thing. Now, I do regret my reaction, and, I'm sorry about that. And if Cam would have come on, I honest to God don't know what I was doing, but I'm pretty pumped about this. Thanks, guys. Let's get into this. We got baseball to do, hoops on a timeline, and we got basketball to do too. So we got day games right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 games tonight. Don't see any major weather issues that are out there. And Tony, let's face it, we got wind blowing out in Oakland. Who the hell cares? That game's in the middle of the night. So I'm not going to be too concerned about that. Hoop, pitcher pool. Let's get into it. I see a few guys. I mean, Sonny Gray normally would be fine, but you got a warm weather game in Washington. There's Cease, Ohtani, Bassett. I think I just kind of threw it down to 4 guys tonight. How many you got in your pool, Hoop?
I don't know. I mean, it's just, you look at these names and I mean, there's like no one I want to play. I mean, it's just pretty damn nasty. I mean, for me, I know right out of the gate, it's going to be a slate where I'm getting my offense in, and then I'm coming back to the pitcher position to see what I can fit in, cash games, tournaments, whatever sort of DFS contest I'm in. Like, I don't care where I end up at pitcher. Chris Flexen gets a good matchup against the Rangers, 6.2K on DK. Have Ohtani. You said the wind's blowing out there. Not overly concerned about that. Alex Wood, been pitching great this year, but gets this tough matchup with the Dodgers. I think there was a slight weather concern in Chicago. That Baltimore-Chicago game has a chance for rain basically all throughout, but it sounds like it's going to be light rain where they could potentially
not a big concern.
Yeah. It doesn't look overly concerning. I think it ends up being fine. But, Bassett against the Angels without Trout, maybe go there. I don't know. Like, I'm going to end up, like I said, I'm going to get my offense in, and then I'm going to come back and probably just see which 2 guys kind of fit and go from there. I'm leaning, obviously, going cheap. Well, I guess you kind of have to go cheap because no one is super expensive here. Flexen, I think, is a fine option. Very, very cheap, 6.2K. I mean, he's not the greatest pitcher, but no one on the slate is. He's coming off a game where he got absolutely rocked by the Padres. Negative 17. Damn, that's a big, wow. They let him go that. Let's see, how'd that happen? Oh, it was only one. He pitched 1 inning, got 2 outs in the second, 8 earned runs in 1 2/3. I guess that's how you get to negative 17. But it's rare to see guys get absolutely bombed back-to-back starts. So I don't mind going to him. Alex Wood, like I said, he's been pitching good. Despite the tough matchup, he's probably my favorite here, 6.9K.
Hoop.
Yeah.
He popped off the page to me. He just faced the Dodgers, and the Dodgers, I mean, they hit like the third hardest hit rate. They got this, they got that. They hit lefties well. So I wondered if that could limit his upside, or don't worry about it on the slate, given the other guys.
There's not many upside guys at the pitcher position. So you're going to have to embrace some of the risk no matter where you go. Like I said, I'm going offense first, and I'll come back and play 2 of these guys and hope they just don't get absolutely rocked.
All right, Big T, let's do it, man. What do you got on the mound tonight? And yes, the Reds Nationals game is 7 innings, but I think that's a bigger issue for offense than pitching, because I can't imagine Strasburg goes deep tonight. Sonny Gray going 7 innings, that means he pitched really well. So what do you got on the slate?
Yeah, it's one of those rare slates where you don't really like any of the pitchers and you don't really like any of the offense, because none of the spots are that good. It's kind of all that middle ground where the pitchers are good enough to put up like 15 fantasy points and limit the damage. You got a bunch of ground ball pitchers too that maybe don't have the same upside, but they also don't really get racked around a lot. I mean, a lot of these guys you don't really want to pick on all that much. As I'm looking through it, I mean, there just isn't much offense. So I think a lot of these pitchers are similar. I mean, you have to start with Strasburg and Gray. I know people haven't liked Strasburg since he's come back, talking about how he just doesn't look the same. He doesn't blah, blah, blah. I mean, the same thing we hear. But this slate's different. It's a short slate. With that weather in Chicago, I mean, I don't really want to play. Well, I wouldn't want to play Zimmerman anyways, but I doubt I want to play C. So all of a sudden you're down to 5 games. You're not. There's just not that much out there. So I think you have to look at Strasburg. He's looked decent. I mean, 7 innings too. He can navigate through there, I think. And same with the Reds guy, Sonny Gray.
Right.
I mean, he's expensive. He looks super expensive, but I don't know. He's got to be pretty safe. I mean, he's one of the better arms on this slate. You just look at these guys. I mean, Cease is a good pitcher there. I mean, Carlos Martinez has shown good stuff in the past. He's not like a gas can or anything. Bassett and Ohtani both can get it done. Wood, I mean, solid. And then you got the guys Hoop talked about, Flexen. So this Colby Allard guy, I never even heard of him.
2 innings.
But the funny part is, I was going to get into it, is at one of the live finals last year, I had never heard of him, and I played him in the live final. and he just mowed for me like 10K. So he's got a soft spot in my heart. He's only 4K. Yeah, he goes 2-3 innings, whatever. I mean, he's going against Seattle. He's 4K. If you want to play a bunch of big bats, I don't think it's the worst move ever to punt pitcher and play a dude that I think is pretty good for 4K.
The problem is you got to find some bats to play.
And that's what I was going to circle. This has happened on a few slates where I've done this baseball show too, where I kind of like the idea of playing the 4K guy, but then you look and you're like, who the hell am I going to play? Because I'm never going to just play like Mookie and Yastrzemski and the best guy from each team. I'm always going to stack. So it doesn't really help me, which is an issue. But if it's one of those slates where you do want to just randomly throw a bunch of big bats in there, which I don't know if it's the worst idea. I mean, there's not much offense on this slate. Like, there's no way I'm playing offense from the Reds game. I mean, everyone's going to look at the White Sox and the Arizona game, but there's just not much else out there. So it's a pretty tough slate, honestly.
I mean, this is like you just looking at it a little bit more. I mean, I pulled the BigT and I didn't dive deep prior to the show. I'm just kind of first going, this might be one of the worst slates we've had baseball wise. Like, there's just like the pitching options are atrocious. And you look to the offense and it's not much more impressive. It's just a bad slate.
You never say that either. Like, I like every slate.
Yeah.
This is literally probably as bad as it gets because there's 6 games. And even the best hitting spot for sure is the White Sox against Zimmerman. And you got just enough weather there to at least concern you a little bit. I mean, you have to at least keep your eye on it. If that game somehow goes off the board, you're in big trouble for offense.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen.
Is this roof open in Arizona?
I'll go check it out for you. But it's basically Bassett, Strasburg, and you never like Ohtani, do you, on the mound? Big T, I haven't heard.
I don't on full slates, but on this slate, I mean, you can't just ignore him. I mean, he's at least got K upside, and he's in a big park. He's against, I mean, Oakland's fine, but I'm not worried about them. You have to consider him. That's the problem with this slate. Like, one of the sports I use projections for more than anything is baseball pitching, not hitting, but pitching. And they're all projected in that same little range between like 18 and 15. So I don't know. I don't think you're going to win it with pitching tonight, though, anyways. I think you're going to have to find the sticks, and that's kind of hard. We're going to have to dig deep to find some sticks.
We'll do it. Hey, here's the problem, though. We got 264 watching, and we got 83 likes. We're giving you MLB and NBA talk today. We're not doing one sport. We're doing 2. So come on. Show some appreciation. Hit the like button. Let's do it, guys. So, I mean, let's get to the offenses then. Why screw around anymore? We've got and everybody wants your boy that won the Millie last week. Oh. Everybody wants your boy. Like, they're just.
I mean, he was awesome. He was,
in the chat. That's all they want.
That often either. He was amazing.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And he made you happy and cherubic. RPS heater 25.
Did he really come at Hoop a little bit?
Did he?
He really said that about taking down Hoop in the Thunderdome?
Oh, right out of the gate, too.
Man, that hurts.
I freaking love taking down Hoop in the Thunderdome.
That's why you like him.
It got him started on the right foot for sure.
That's exactly what he likes. One of these years, Big T, this heater will stop. And you can get back on Rip 'em, Hoop. One of these.
Yeah, I got the chat. Congrats on the takedown over on the FanDuel Monster. Yeah, your boy's about to ship the early slate, and we're going to celebrate on here, boys.
You are?
I didn't even see a tournament on there. What'd you ship? I must not have got in it.
I mean, they got there was a 1600, a smaller one, and the Monster. Well, I mean, it wasn't big. I mean, it's going to be a little ship, but maybe
they all add up.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, good.
Those are some of my favorite ones, like the little random 4-game afternoon. Like, those are the funnest to ship.
Yeah.
Who are you rooting for? What do we need here, Hoop?
I don't know. I think I think I need the games to end. There's only one more game. Let me see.
You'll notice that Hoop does have a Seattle Mariners hat, which is why he wants to start Chris Flexen tonight. It's the only reason.
Yeah, see? Yeah, it's a sign. There it is. There's the sign, boys. There's our pitcher, all right? There's our
diehard Mariners fan from 1994 to about 2000 when he was on the Mariners and he was in his prime. So there you go. Right there, diehard Hoop. Let's get to the hitters, and we're going to start at catcher. And Hoop, is it a stack thing? Is it a one-off? What are we doing here? where do you even start? Because if you think that the pitcher was ugly, I mean, yeah. I'm having a hard time besides Mercedes and Smith, and Big T's over here worried about the weather.
This is what happens to be on this show, and we got time to talk about this because I think it's super interesting, and I want to hear what Hoop thinks. So I sent this tweet out late at night, but I said it 2 weeks ago. First, I know Hoop's on this guy.
I know where you're going
with
this.
I want to talk about it though, because Hoop's going to be on the other. So first of all, this dude said killing me with the tweet. Why is it? It's not results oriented in any way. He could do good. It doesn't matter. He was fine. He was 1 under anyways. But I said you should never play chalk, which I consider 10 to 20% in the cheap range, chalk in golf. And a lot of people agree, but some people like this dude get tilted. What do you think about that the cheat play? I'm not talking in small fields either. I'm not talking.
I know. In the bigger, I think this was a unique situation where, I mean, obviously I'm way higher than the field. So I'm not, I'm on the opposite. I
knew you were going to play him. That's why I wanted to ask.
I think I played him like 20, like close to maybe like 30% in the MME stuff. But to me, it's like a unique situation where I think there are more variables than most weeks. And I get your point, and I definitely respect the point you're trying to make there. And it probably is the right move. But for me, I was looking at a couple different things with Whaley. I mean, the elite success lately. I mean, he's been top 30 his last 8 events. Priced him way down at the bottom barrel. I mean, way down. It's not like he was 6'9", 6'2". The way I was building my teams this week, I wanted 4 to 5 guys in my lineup that I felt could win the event this week. So going all the way down really helped me out a ton. And the fact it's only a 120-person field where you have more guy, over 50% of the field is going to make the cut. I wasn't fading him. But, yeah, I mean, people that play MME and game theory stuff, man. I mean, maybe it makes sense. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask, but my ass was playing them for sure.
No, that's why I like to hear the other side of it, though. Just because this is what me and Hoop do good on shows, though, is we have different feelings about a lot of this stuff, but we are successful in different ways. Like if I was playing him, I would have just like gone basically all in on him and played like 70 or 80%, just total. It's crazy to me that the dude could be 20% owned in the single entry stuff, 15% in the 555, and I can get any of those other guys at 1%. Like it's just the tournament side in me. And obviously Hoop sees the different side, which I think is interesting for conversation because neither one of us is right for sure. I mean, I think I'm right. He thinks he's right, but I can also agree that he's obviously a great play. I mean, the dude has made all these cuts. He's finished top 30. The flip side to my argument too is I haven't really seen the top upside where he's gonna, which you don't need. Which again goes back to Hoop's point. You don't need him to finish top 10, but I don't know. Like it could go both ways for sure.
Yeah, and my approach with PGA is much different. I don't really look at pricing. I don't look at ownership. I know what range guys are going to be owned in, and I make sure I go way over the field. So I'm not looking at the cheap price tag. I'm not looking at Vincent Whaley any different than I'm looking at Jordan Spieth. If I want to play Vincent Whaley, I know where I need to be to justify playing him. If I want to play Jordan Spieth, I know where I need to be from an ownership perspective to justify playing him. But I get what you're saying, though, on the cheap end. These are your high variance golfers. And in a sport that is pretty high variance, PGA DFS, the missed cut, if you fade a guy, he's highly owned, misses a cut, you have a huge leg up on the field. So I get both sides of it too. I just have a different philosophy when I build my teams.
Yeah. It's a good discussion. That's why I wanted to bring it. And I love tilting the chat too. Like, is this a golf or baseball show? This is a whatever we want to talk about show. Yeah. It's free. It's about winning. It's about winners, Holden. That's what it's about. It could be any sport. We could go talk about freaking soccer right now, which the Euros are coming next week. And our boys Rubio and Jaime are going to put it in the package, and it's all in one price like always. So if we want to talk about damn soccer here, we'll go in and talk about soccer.
Did you see, just to go off on a little tangent, we brought it up, I think on yesterday's golf show. I mean, we always talk about one price for everything on the site, which is the truth. The $80 for DFS, we have the promo RPS heater 25 gives you 25% off, so you're paying less than $80 for that first month. We say it all the time, you get everything on the site, and that's literally no joke. I see a guy in the industry that has a website, $70 a month just for baseball. just for freaking baseball projections, 70 a month.
On a sport that you don't need projections for anyways, but outside of the picture.
Talk about a bad deal. Talk about a bad deal. Run Pure Sports, 80 for everything. Join it.
It's our new promo. Talk about a bad deal. Run Pure Sports, 80 for everything.
Oh, Mancal. And you wonder why they beg for likes? Who begs for likes? We just say we're doing it for
That's just me.
Click the like button if you like it. Get out of here, Mancal.
Don't put that on everyone.
Mancal, anyways. Can you imagine naming yourself Mancal? Like, who names yourself Mancal? Get out of here, Mancal.
If you name yourself Mancal, you might as well change that to dry bench. All right, whatever it is.
Guaranteed. If your name is Mancal, you definitely have a dry bench, without a doubt.
Bench.
Both sides, not even the other side of the bench. Both sides are dry.
Wow.
Can't even get it on the other side.
Wow. All right.
I mean, we're sitting here talking about winning and strategies, and it applies to every sport. It could be anything. All the stuff we talk about, whatever.
I'm not kidding you when I say this, that table tennis is the 5th most popular sport bet on in Colorado.
I heard even higher, like the rake, not the rake. That's not the right word.
Well,
the handle on that was absurd.
Yeah, well, now that the other sports did it, I think we need a table tennis guy, dude. Do you think your boy Club Cam Cole can do it? Can he do golf and table tennis and be the man that we need?
I just wish you guys heard some of the things he was saying.
I'm gonna watch it.
Chat need to write some of the stuff he was saying in the chat. Right. Maybe we'll give like some gear away to someone that can remind me some of the things he was, because I was drinking too. So remind me some of the things he was saying. I mean, these guys will love it.
Hoop, name a catcher. Just one catcher.
I mean,
you could have not even playing today. I don't care. Just name one.
If I'm spending, I'm going to my freaking boy, Yerman Mercedes. Like he's the man, dude. I like that. I just looking at that dude's body, like, dude, he looks like one of those big mother effers that's just gonna pound the shit out of it. Like, give me Mercedes for sure. Grandal, on the White Sox. If Carson Kelly's up there in the lineup, I have some interest in him. Or just pump the damn thing off. Just get the cheapest guy out there and plug him in. I mean, it's and these guys are all pretty shitty outside my Mercedes guy.
Oh, it's Mangone's brother is Mancal. That's messed up, Mangone. You got to get this.
Way.
Get your brother out of there, really? Mangone.
No, it's not.
Did you see the chat? Did you read the chat?
It is not his brother.
He's like, get him out of here. Get my brother out of here.
Stop it. It can't be.
What do you got a catcher?
You're hurting me. It was not his brother.
It was not his brother. Not Mangone's brother.
That was gonna be the best. It was.
It's not.
But no, I mean, catcher's actually somewhat decent. I mean, Mercedes and Grandal, obviously on the White Sox, which their lineup just came out. Grandal's not in the lineup. No, he's in the 2-hole. I didn't see him in the 2-hole.
Oh,
we got Madrigal in the 1-hole, so Timmy Anderson isn't even in the lineup for the White Sox. Wow, against a lefty too. That is.
He's got to be hurt or something if he's not in there against a lefty.
Yeah, I mean that's not good. I was excited for him tonight. One of the pieces I was actually excited about. But yeah, Mercedes and Grandal, Will Smith against a lefty, always in play. You got to like, and we do have some salary for the most part tonight, depending on who you play at pitcher. Carson Kelly. I'll probably actually spend up tonight at catcher. A lot of these guys are good. And then you go to the bottom, I don't see any cheap guys unless it's like in your stack to where you just throw the catcher in there like we always do. But give me one of the top guys today.
All right. Well, let's go to first base then. We got Abreu against the lefty. We got Trey Mancini against Dylan Cease. I wonder how – That's not an automatic cross-off for me. If you really want to go cheap, Andrew Vaughn has been in the lineup, for me quite a bit. He's 2.5 on DK. Let's see what he is on FanDuel. He can't be much either. He's actually more. He's 2.6 on FanDuel. Big T. How about a couple of these guys here? And Darren Ruff's going up against the righty. This is not the matchup, right?
They've been playing him a lot against righty.
He got hurt last night. I actually played him in honor of Big T, and he got me 2 singles. I mean, he was only 2.1K on FanDuel. Not expecting much. He gets out there, ropes one to left field. I mean, just an absolute rocket to left field. Goes to first. Their team sucks. I think the next guy struck out. He strikes out his next at-bat, but then third at-bat, he gets out there, pounds one to left field again, rounds first, comes up limping out of the game. So I can't imagine he's going to be in the lineup tonight. But he did treat me well. 2 singles was good enough last night.
It's been good to see him in there against righties too. Like he's played a bunch this year against righties. So I don't know. Like first base, Abreu. The problem with this slate too is that everything comes back to the White Sox, and you just look at the lineup and how do we get different? Like we always talk about in tournaments. But Abreu, and then after that, like look at the rest of the position. There's just not much there. I mean. So what is this, Holden? Nate Lowe or Nate Lau? I ask this every show, and I never.
Nate Lowe and Brandon Lau.
Nate Lowe. So Nate Lowe is a decent play against Flexen, even though Hoop's got the hat on it. How'd you get a Mariners hat, anyways?
It's Landon's, my son's baseball team. They're the Mariners, so got the.
Is that
game
his hat?
It is kind of small. No, this is the coach's edition. I mean, it's still pretty tiny though.
All right.
Looks good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I might need one for the boat trip.
Yeah. I got extras.
I need a big brim though. I got.
Are you going to Hoops for a boat trip? What are you guys doing here?
So our yearly trip.
Yeah,
where's that? Lake Michigan?
Yeah.
I mean, he's so rich. He's got the lake house. We got to go to his lake house.
Gotta get Holden out there. Show us the way.
No, you don't need me, man.
You can
said
recruit.
we're not allowed to invite him around our wives, or it doesn't end up good. That's what he
Hey,
told me.
Mrs. Hoop is a fan, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I might be at issues. What his point?
Let's avoid. I don't need drama, dude.
He's
I try and stand my
float Hoop between both of our ladies on the float.
Yeah.
In the middle.
You don't need to talk about me with your wives, guys. Please.
I can see it now. Holden's going to be in the captain seat of the boat. Like Mrs. Hoop, Mrs. T over here, and then Big T and Hoop will be in the floaty in the middle
with all
of the
kids.
Hold on for our lives.
No, we're in with all the kids while Holden's with the ladies.
We'll have all the kids on one of those big island floaties, and Holden will be in the captain chair, Mrs. Hoop and Mrs. T.
Yeah, I see the fallout from this not being worth it for me.
Mrs. Hoop right here, actually. Maybe we'll get Mrs. Hoop on and see what she says.
That's fine. Again, I'm into some crazy shit, but that might be over the top. There were a pair of New York Yankee players that swapped wives back in the 70s.
How did it work out for them?
But one of the pair got married and the other one dumped them. So the other two got completely left out. We don't need that. We don't need the Run Pure Swingers party. Second base, right?
I wanted to. So Andrew Vaughn's price, like, why do they never raise it? Like the dude just.
Well, they're doing such a bad job with the pricing. I mean, it is atrocious. Like he's been 2.5K for like 2 weeks, and what has he been in 6?
I mean, he just keeps crushing too.
Yeah.
He's good.
Just man, yeah, bad price tag.
Yeah. Second base, I mean, more of the same. He just, I mean, Madrigal, now that he's in the one hole, is going to be crazy, crazy popular. I mean, he's on the best stack. He's in the one hole. We got to watch that weather. But you look at that, we got our boy Steve, his boy Ty France, his favorite dude in baseball, 2,900. I'm assuming he's going to be back in the lineup. I don't know. Like it's ugly out there. It's tough to find slates where I just don't like much, and that's what this slate is.
Hey guys, not begging for likes, just saying if you like the show, we're gonna give you baseball and basketball today. Just hit the like button. It's pretty simple. 332 watching, 134 likes. We need like 700 likes. Hoop, did you do second base? I got thrown off about the boats and hose. We need to get back on track here.
Oh, I still got the vision in my head. I just can't get it out.
Try not
me
to.
and Big T with the kids on the floaty island, begging to get back on the boat. Holden's got it on lock. We're done. Oh God, bad thoughts.
Big smiles on the wives' faces.
Oh God, can you imagine that?
That's what happens when you pay attention to them. That's all they want is a little attention, guys. Hoop, second base, please.
Yeah, I mean, Madrigal for sure leading off. Very, very, very strong play. I don't know. I mean, yeah, look at these names. I mean, I don't know who he's supposed to play. Solano, if he has a decent lineup spot, he's 2.1K. Tommy Edman, I don't know. It's a bunch of shitty dudes. It's like it sucks.
It's bad. I was
one
looking
of
at
those slates,
Dubon.
though. I'm telling you, where everyone always thinks you should just pick pieces on slates like this because there's nothing that great offensively, and I think it's the other way. Like,
Yeah, I actually was going to say that. Yeah,
and just take your chances because you don't like anything anyways. Just stack the damn team up, and when they go off, you're going to print.
All right.
yeah.
Just lock in Tommy Edman on FanDuel at 2.6 is what I would say. Guy hit 2 bombs last night. He's been hit, the hard contact, the hard hit rate's been there. The results hadn't been there till last night. So just another guy I'll throw out. Hoop, third base.
I mean, yeah, back to the White Sox. Is Moncada in there? I can't, for some reason, this line. Yeah, Moncada. Definitely. Yeah, he's 5K on DK. I think he is definitely a fine option. Rendon, 4.6K. Arenado, if you want to go all the way up to the top, like Big T was saying in those lineups where you just play 2 cheap pitchers and the best bats, like not many people are going to pay that full price tag, the 5.7 on Arenado. That game, pretty decent total there. I mean, what is it? 9 and a half? It's right around, it's 9 in that game, 9.5. It's actually come up. So, yeah, I mean, those are kind of the guys that I'd be looking at here. Yeah.
This is an uninspired position tonight. It's like
it's an uninspiring slate
in general. Yeah, Moncada stands out, obviously. I think Arenado, I guess he's cooled off the last week, but he's not in a bad spot. What do you think here, Big T?
Just to pick up on Big T's point a little bit more, because, this is where strategy comes into play. I feel like a lot of people, when they look at these shitty slates, are like, oh, I'm just going to pick, my guys here and there. Like, I'm with Big T. I'm on the opposite when it comes to this. Like, I'm just going to load up a game and hope load up a team and hope somehow they score 10 runs, and then the rest of the slate kind of dies. Like, that's what you want.
And you're going to print too, as long as it's not the White Sox that you're saying you're staying.
Exactly.
Pick any other team.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
You pick any other team.
And I think it's really bad to do it with the White Sox, for the record. Like, as a tournament player, I think it's really, really bad to go in there, unless you play Billy Hamilton or something down low. But if you go in there and you play Madrigal and Moncada and Abreu and Mercedes and Vaughn, like, I think that is a really, really bad roster construction outside of cash, because those guys are going to be crazy too high owned, and it's just not warranted, especially when you factor there's a little bit of weather in there too, where who knows what could happen. I think it's really bad. Any other team, though, I mean, except I don't think I would really go to the Reds-Nats game, but no one will. So, I mean, if you stack up, we don't have the lineup yet, but Soto, Bell, Schwarber or something, who knows? Like, no one's going to play that stack. And yeah, it's 7 innings. I understand it's 7 innings, but you get a lot of talent and no one's going to own them on a 6-game slate. So if they go off, that's how you win a slate. That's how you win a ton of money. And yeah, they probably won't go off and you'll probably lose, but it's baseball and there's variance. You can't just go in there and play the White Sox and profit over the long term.
All right. I'm playing the Mariners then. Let's lose some money that way. And if it works out, it was the right process though, right?
I literally think like either team in Texas, either team in the Dodgers, either team in Oakland, that's 6 teams that aren't going to get any ownership. Arizona and St. Louis will be right behind the White Sox. Any other team is just, they're not going to be owned on a small slate. So when this whole slate doesn't score many runs and your team scores 10, like, whew, it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, it's very clear. I mean, White Sox, ton of ownership. If people get scared of the weather in Chicago, they're going directly to the Cardinals Diamondbacks game, 9.5 total. It's come up a little bit. That's where the ownership is going to fall. Any of these other teams on the slate, you should have it at a pretty low number in terms of ownership.
General soreness is the answer for Tim Anderson. 2 straight days without playing. General soreness. That sounds like a basketball term. General soreness.
It's starting to spread to different sports, unfortunately.
It is, man, and that doesn't make me happy. So let's talk about the rest of the shortstop position then. Gavin Luck's been hitting the ball well. Tommy Edman, you can go back there. Your boy Galvis is facing Cease tonight. Big T, is this a Galvis night?
Always against a righty. I have been a little annoyed because, again, these are the things that I know everyone makes fun of me for baseball. And I'm fine with people making fun of me. That's fine. I like it. But for whatever reason, I like him better when he's at the bottom of the lineup. He gets a little bit more ownership at the top. And for whatever reason, since back in his Philly days, like 10 years ago, it just feels like he always hits better at the bottom. I don't know if it's psychological. I have no idea if it's even warranted what I'm saying, but in my head, he just does better at the bottom of the lineup. And like I said, people will laugh at that statement, but that's fine with me. And he's a good play tonight, though. Short slate versus Cease. I think Cease is pretty good, though. I don't really want to pick on Cease, and with the weather, I don't know. I don't love that spot by any means. But you want to talk about a relatively low-owned stack? Like I said, the Nats. You can play a guy like Trey Turner in a tough spot for $6,200. That price is outrageous. But again, back to the ownership and the stack. If you stack like a team like Washington, there's just going to be no one on it. And I'll victory lap yesterday on the show. I said Bauer 126 pitches against this tough Houston lineup. Houston racked them around. It's baseball. There's tons of variance. Lots of stuff can happen. I'm fine with going with Washington and a guy like Trey Turner just because he's clearly the best guy at the position. Yeah, his price is high, but we can make prices work with these salaries. I don't hate Trey Turner at all, even as a one-off. Like, play him as a one-off at 6,200 or play him with Soto. Just play the two studs like that with another stack, like with whoever, with a Giants stack or something with those two. You're unique, and you got two studs at the top of that first game. I like that strategy.
Real quick, just threw something in the chat. Here's the White Sox Twitter. Roger, I think Roger's the meteorologist for like WGN. He believes the rain clears out around 5. We play tonight with an occasional sprinkle. As of right now, the game is on time. So that's the White Sox Twitter sending that out, just to let you know that. Hoop, you want to wrap this up here and then get into the outfield?
Yeah, I mean, so without some of these lineups, it's going to be hard to tell. But a guy like Edman, if he's at the top, definitely would be the top option now that we don't have Tim Anderson in there. Galvis, I mean, batting second, potentially in the conversation. But again, it's not a great position. Need to see some of these lineups to really know. In cash games, though, it's looking like probably you're going to want to play Tommy Edman, assuming that he leads off. He's going to be your guy. In the outfield, Vaughn is first base and outfield eligible. Andrew Vaughn, 2.5K. Very solid option there. Dylan Carlson, 3.1K, very strong option, assuming he has a good lineup spot. The one thing I will say about outfield, though, much like a lot of these other positions, there's not really a premier spend up. Like, if you want to spend money here, it's tough. Like, there's not many guys that you're going to want to pay a premium for. You can play Ketel Marte in the outfield, or I guess he is only outfield eligible, 4.8K. I guess he'd be the one that I potentially spend up for if I have money at the position. But overall, you're going to be most likely saving money here because there is going to be, we already have a couple of cheap options. There's going to be more that pop up once these lineups are released. If you're playing tournaments, Joey Gallo is a guy that should always be in your tournament pool on most nights. Alex Dickerson, he got a good lineup spot last night. I believe he batted fourth, didn't do anything, but he's another guy to look out for if he gets a decent lineup spot. So overall, it's going to be most likely a spot to save some money. If I was spending, probably Marte, 4.8K.
Okay. I think Adolis Garcia has to be a lock in the outfield, personally. It just seems on this slate and every night, he's just got he's got the power to give a pop. So Big T, anybody that you're already looking at here in the outfield, I think he'll probably have double-digit ownership, but I can't imagine it's going to be that much. Garcia, for me, is a guy to look at.
Yeah, that's why I like holding on these baseball shows, because you add some knowledge to your hosting ability.
I know that basketball shit. Give me a break.
This is the first guy that I think is a total lock on the slate. I mean, Hoop knows this too. We've done baseball shows for 7 years together. These guys that get hot, why in the world would you fade Adolis Garcia on this slate? The dude is flat out murdering the baseball. And I don't care if he's owned. This is one of those spots he should be owned. He's not going to be as high as he should be. I mean, the dude is flat out raking.
A big T. There's no way to quantify when a guy's hot and when he's cold. Now,
People
what's
still
to say
that about baseball too.
his at-bats tonight have nothing to do with his last 6 games and 18 plate appearances. So can you show me the math where the hot streaks are real?
Truth too. People get so sad about these hot streaks, and they've worked for us for the entire
forever.
It's the one sport. It's the one sport where guys are locked in for 2 weeks.
Way too. I don't want to go down the golf path, but when these golfers get hot too, we ride them out.
All right. Well, but there's nothing like it. Dudes play at the beach. There's a beach ball for 14 days, and then the thing turns into a pinball for the next 14. It's
and the key to both sports too. What happens when they go cold? Then you better get off and don't keep playing. That previous hot streak.
Yeah,
Just
I don't care.
Off, so
freaking Vlad is cold for 2 weeks. Maybe there's a guy you don't bench him, but most of them you do. Outfield, are we done then? Is it time to get to the plays?
I mean, Texas looks good in the outfield. Just haven't really been a clear direction on anything, but Willie Calhoun, Odalis, Gallo, Chris Davis. I'm fine living in Texas for these outfielders. They all got power. I don't love the roof, or I don't love the stadium at all in Seattle. But again, short slate, not much out there. I'll go with the power of this Texas team, and I'm a little scared of Hoop's hat staring at me, but hopefully they can string a couple bombs together.
So, I mean, you never know. I mean, just anything associated with the Mariners, and Texas is playing the Mariners. So, and I will say the Seattle.
Are you playing the Rangers in your game tonight too?
Oh, I will tell you the Seattle, the Novi edition of Seattle has not won a game yet. So maybe you do get on. Maybe you do get on the Rangers.
All right, Rangers it is. Stacking the Rangers outfield tonight. That's the way to go. Hoop, the 4X play. I think it's time for a 4X play of the day. Although, you're the best at threats. Do you want to threaten our viewers that we won't talk NBA if we don't get to 200 likes, or are we just going to do it?
Maybe we'll have to just circle back at the end of the NBA talk and give NBA and MLB plays if the likes come up to an acceptable number, because right now it's not an acceptable number. So no need to do any plays at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not a bunch of jabronis. This is not, like me and Mangone and JT. This is Hoop and Big T. You guys are disrespecting the brass. What is the matter with you people? All right, 4X play of the day. What is it?
We're still doing it. All right, that's fine. We'll do it.
I didn't even hear what you said. He was too focused.
I said we need to. We'll circle back and we'll do an NBA and MLB play at the end if the number of likes come up to an acceptable point.
But I don't understand. How do we get to the end, though? Like, are we in the end?
We're going to talk NBA. We're going to talk
NBA.
Yeah. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah. Can't do the plays right now. It's just a distance.
No, it took a little. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to apologize for being an idiot. It's fine.
Speaking of dudes that are hot and cold, like JT right now in golf, like it's time to get off the JT wagon.
Yeah.
He is
really.
Did you play him or not?
No, I didn't. I mean, I only played Spieth up top, luckily. So,
yeah. Who I think is going to win is Justin Rose.
You copied my tweet at midnight next to my
exactly
other one.
What I did.
I liked Rosie this week.
You better. I hope so. That's a good one. All right, NBA. We got 3 games tonight. We got the Bucks and the Heat. We got a 225 total there. We got the Suns and Lakers, a 211 total, and the Nuggets Blazers, a 228. Big T. Let's talk about this. Come on, it's the Nuggets. So let's start with you here. Game number 3, which I think is blacked out here in Denver, like on all platforms because it's on NBA TV. Absolutely ridiculous.
Platforms.
It's like they've just blacked it out.
It's got to be on somewhere. It was on all year on DirecTV, right? There's no way it's blacked out on DirecTV.
Well, the problem is DirecTV, and then you can't watch the Rockies on DirecTV. It's a mess. It's a mess. Anyways, when I say everybody, I mean me, Big T. So that's what I mean. Bucks and
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters to me, dude. Giannis, Drew. I mean, what else are we doing here? What do you do in this? What do you play on the Miami side tonight?
I mean, I'm done with Miami. I mean, they just really got embarrassed the first couple games. They should rise up tonight. I mean, the spread is only 1.5. I mean, they went to the finals last year. They're well coached. They're a veteran team. You would think they can rise up. So maybe I should have a little more interest in Miami. Let me look at these prices. You got Jimmy Butler was really terrible in game 2 when they got blown out. You got to Jimmy tonight. As much as I don't want to do it, he's got to rise up tonight. Like, the dude is a veteran. He's a grinder. He got embarrassed the last game. You have to think 8,400 on DraftKings. You have to think he gets into the 50s tonight, and you have to think he plays well. I am a little nervous that the team might just be in the tank a little bit, but we need to see starters too, because I have a feeling Spo comes with a different team tonight.
They got to switch. They have to switch something up. Like Dragic has to play over Nunn. Like Nunn's been a disaster. Dragic is just way better than Nunn.
Why do they keep starting Nunn for no reason? It's like
I don't get it.
Why do these teams keep doing this?
Because I think they want Dragic to come in, and then when Butler's not out there, they want him to be the one handling the ball. Like, Nunn's been awful. Trevor Ariza, like, why is Trevor Ariza playing? Like, I get that they probably wanted to match up with Giannis a little bit, but like, you got to go to Dragic. You got to try to get Hero going a little bit. That's your only chance you have in the series to get those two guys more involved. But for DFS purposes, I think you got Jimmy Butler's price on DK 8.4 is it's bad. It's a bad price, and they did lighten up the pricing. They made it softer all around. But Jimmy Butler's price, that's hard to overlook. And I like Dragic too.
I think you almost have to go in heavy on Miami. If you like Miami and think they rise up tonight, you almost have to go heavy with a bunch of them. Like Bam's super cheap too. Dragic, really just those three. I don't trust unless they come out with a starter like Dedmon or something. Maybe Dedmon starts. Or, I don't know what other direction they could really go besides Dedmon. But if they start some cheap guy, I could maybe see going there. I don't know who it would be. Maybe, who knows what they would do with Spo. These playoffs, sometimes they bring random guys in there. But hopefully Dedmon starts. I wouldn't mind. He's been pretty good, too, the first 2 games. I wouldn't mind him starting at 3,100. But if you like Miami, I like the idea of playing Jimmy, Bam, and Dragic. Dragic is 5,100. It's really tough not to play him.
So we got Suns Lakers. The lowest total on the board here. And real quick, before we go back, I want to go back to the Bucks Heat. What is the blowout chances? Like a 10 is a blowout. What do you guys think, Tony? What's the blowout chance in this game?
I don't think it blows out tonight. They're down 2-0. They just got blown out. If it's a blowout, I think it's Miami doing the blowout. Put it that way. I don't think Miami gets blown out again tonight.
Hoop?
Yeah, if it's a different team, then they might just lay down here and it's over. But Miami, they made it to the finals last year. A lot of pride on this team. A lot of dudes that I think will battle. I don't think it's a blowout either way. So I'm not factoring that in at all.
What about Suns Lakers 7-point spread?
No, this is where you could see a blowout. And I don't want to be the one to say I told you guys so, but all these Suns. Where's title? We need title. Freaking title. The Suns might be the best team in the NBA.
Even I was killing time. But it's the draw. The draw was so bad. I can't
going to use the Chris Paul excuse, even though we said Chris Paul always gets hurt.
That's the reason you don't back the Suns in the playoffs. He's a pussy. What happened? One game in the playoffs. One game, he gets freaking hurt.
These guys.
When it happens and I'm a big Chris Paul guy is the funny thing, but when it happens his whole career, he's just injury prone. Like, it's not.
I think part of it is. I think part of it. Maybe it's a little bit too conspiracy theorist stuff. Like, I think he gets scared in the playoffs at this point now, and like he's milking this injury, knowing that they're probably going to get their ass kicked and it's going to look bad again if they lose. Come on, seriously. Maybe that might be going deep.
I'm with you on Chris Paul.
All these guys get out there and freaking play. I hate LeBron James, okay? You guys know I hate LeBron James. That same injury on LeBron James, there is no way LeBron James is playing 25 minutes.
LeBron's playing injured right now. I know you don't like him, but he's playing injured right now.
Yes.
They're playing.
There is no damn way LeBron, that same situation that happened with Chris Paul, he's going to come out of the game 4 minutes into the second half, put this big bulging ice or whatever contraction he had on his shoulders. Like, What a pussy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's just people need to stop making excuses for him. If Title's watching, I told you so. I don't want to hear that dumb shit about bad drawing crap. You're a young kid. You got a lot to learn. Just follow us older guys. We'll show you the way.
That's what it is. Too much talking and not enough listening, right? Too much living in mom's house,
Title
not
too,
enough workbench.
I love Title. Yeah. You got a lot to learn.
Love Title. Who doesn't love Title? But he was wrong on the Suns. So is everybody. Okay. Tony, any chance this game blows out? Who do you play from this game?
I think this game blows out for sure, but the line tells you a little different. I mean, with Chris Paul banged up and the spread's only 6.5 back in LA, I still think it blows out though. I mean, it might be a fishy bet. I just physically couldn't bet Phoenix in this spot. You have to think the Lakers show up. You look at Cam Payne, going to get significant minutes like last game. He played good last game, but it's still Cam Payne.
He was like he was their best player, I'm pretty sure.
He was good. I mean, that's not good when he's one of your better guys. The problem is they can key on Booker so much when Chris Paul's banged up. I can't see Phoenix winning, and this is what I do in these 3-game slates. It didn't work out last night. It doesn't work out when these teams play good. Like the Utah game last night, I faded. Game went nuclear, so you're going to lose. Like I lost last night. Got barely anything. I'm going to do that tonight with this game for the most part. I can't really see myself using anyone in this game because there's other stars. Giannis, Jokic, Dame, CJ McCollum, all these guys. I'd rather play all those guys than AD and LeBron. You could do it, but I think this game is ugly and it blows out. Even if it doesn't blow out, I think it's ugly. I'm just going to fade this game. So we'll see how it works out.
Hoop?
Yeah, I mean, I think the likelihood for a blowout here is relatively high. I do like some pieces here a little bit. Like I do like the Booker call that Big T just laid out, how they're able to key in on him, and he was pretty bad last game. Actually, he was really bad last game. He couldn't get anything going. He'd come around his little thing, and there'd just be bodies there. He couldn't go anywhere. I think they're able to do that again this game, take him out. So. He worries me. I think he's a good fade, but Ayton on DK, 6.3K. It's just too cheap of a price tag. He's actually been playing well, getting a lot of minutes. I mean, he played 42 minutes. They need his big body. Like he has to play a lot of minutes. And it's a cheap price tag. And he was actually a little lower owned than I thought he would be the other night. So people aren't super excited to play him. So I do like him. On the Lakers side, the price tags are good, but they like I said, they did soften it up. Like they did drop a lot of these guys. They made it pretty easy to build teams, but I wouldn't mind getting one of LeBron or Anthony Davis. Definitely wouldn't play both of them together in the same lineup. On FanDuel, where you have to play 2 point guards, I don't absolutely hate Schroeder. I think he's like 6.1K. I think he's in the conversation over there. But yeah, I mean, if I'm going to pick a game to be light on, this is definitely it.
Okay. Last game on the slate tonight.
McNair says he thinks the Suns blow out the Lakers. That's a bold take. You should bet it for sure, because I will say this, even though I like the Lakers, I think the Suns are definitely the sharper side. I can't bet it personally because I don't think they can do it. But I think it's for sure the sharp side of the bet, because no one's going to bet the Suns tonight. Literally,
you can do that too, Brandon. I mean, you can take an alternate spread and Suns minus 10, and it probably pays like 10,000 to 1.
And I still don't think the Lakers are that good either. I know last year, I was kind of on hoop side last year too. See, I take my L's when they come. I was super down on the Lakers until everything fell in their lap and they got the Nuggets draw and then the Heat draw. And then obviously I like them to win, but I don't think they're that good of a team, really. It's just they keep getting lucky with these draws and they win because of it. But I'm not in love with the Lakers. Their roster kind of sucks.
Yeah, but you know what's coming though. Once they finish off the Suns, well, Chris Paul got hurt, so it really doesn't count. I mean, to put me in a position to back the Lakers, it's tough. Like I want to be against the Lakers. I want the Lakers to lose. I want the Suns to pound the Lakers. Not going to happen.
No, all they can do is play the teams in front of them anyway.
I do. I want the Suns to be. Tony knows me. I hate freaking LeBron.
Title. Then you're wrong with title. You talk.
That's
so
fine. I would much rather be wrong with title
right.
than see
All
the
right.
see the
Hey.
Lakers advance.
How are you anxious? Because I know it's time to pick up your kid. Are you anxious? Do you want to? Can
No,
you?
we got a little bit more here.
All right, good.
We got to
Just
talk
wanna make
Nuggets.
sure.
I want to see if Big T likes my play tonight because I'm on the Nuggets tonight.
All right. So, hey, since you're on the Nuggets, it's got to be Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. There's got to be ancillary parts to this, though, right? Like, would you run out a Monte Morris after seeing 30 minutes?
He's like my favorite guy. He was my favorite guy the other night, Monte. Like I knew they had to play him more, and he stepped up. But I like betting the Nuggets here. Like I don't know why it's like a 4-point spread. It just seems too much to me. I don't know. I'll see what Big T says when it goes to him, but. It just seems like too big of a number. Like all these games should be like 1 or 2 points. It seems like. I personally just think the Nuggets are the better team. But DFS wise, like Austin Rivers was very popular last game. He's a great fade. Like he's the guy that's going to continue to lose minutes as the series goes on. If he's out there, CJ and Dame will just have their way. Like he literally can't be on the court. So I think his minutes continue to come down. He played 33 in the first game, down to 20 last game. Most of those went to Monte Morris. Monte Morris looked great. He's the one they need out there. He kind of does it all. So I like Morris again tonight. Price came up a little bit, but definitely a strong option. Porter Jr., great price tag on both sites, 7-1 on DK, 7-5 on FanDuel. I definitely like him. And then if I'm spending on one guy, it's going to be Jokic again. I think, on this 3-game slate, he's the clear spend. These games, was it a blowout? What was the final score of that game last time? Let me see. Was it close?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think he's gonna have some big games.
I think the final score ended up being, but it was.
Yeah. Did they lose any runner at the end?
For a while?
Yeah, he only played 31 minutes. Okay, yeah. So it was it kind of turned into blood and force. So their guys didn't get full run. If he gets full run in a close game in this series, I think he goes for a big game. These first two have been borderline blowouts. So I definitely like Jokic. On the Blazers side, McCollum, really fair price on both sides, 7-3 on DK. I really like that price tag for him. Nurkic finally got priced up a little bit. I won't be going to him. Robert Covington is the funny one. I mean, man, just getting all the run you could possibly want. 34 minutes, 37 minutes. He has a total of 30 fantasy points, but it's tough because we're lacking value, and he's really cheap. Like, can he knock down a few threes? Can he get some rebounds? Can he get some steals and blocks? Hasn't done it much in the first 2 games, but man, all those minutes at his price tag, kind of tough to pass up.
Hey, Tony, JSU's in here saying he put all his units down on the Blazers. Your thoughts?
I mean, I like the Nuggets. So whenever these Nuggets slates come, I play way higher. I really haven't played all that high since winning the Millie. These Nuggets slates, I feel super confident with this Nuggets team, and I feel like I have a good feel. I know what they're trying to do against Portland. I just love the spot, so I'm going to go huge again tonight. I like the Nuggets with Hoop. I'm with Hoop. I don't think Portland is near as good as other people think. I think Denver is very underrated, even without Jamal Murray. I know everybody overreacted after game one. Game one, they were in that game in the fourth quarter. They just got hit with a buzzsaw late where they made every shot and it pushed out a little bit. But I love the Nuggets. I can't wait. And I have strong takes. I mean, so before the last game, the guy I think that's the easiest fade on the Nuggets is Michael Porter Jr. He's got to be so efficient to crush. I just can't do it. Like, he's got to hit contested threes. He's got to get rebounds. He's got to do other stuff. I just don't think he can get there at that price point, especially when you got all these cheap guys like Monte Morris, who's a lock. I think Paul Millsap or JaMychal Green, whichever one you like more, is basically a lock because of the price points. These guys have to play. Last game, Paul Millsap was my play of the day, and he went for 30, even though everyone made fun of it. Went for a 30-piece. I think Millsap matches up good in this series because he can guard Melo. He can guard guys like Covington. First of all, Covington, I can't let Hoop play Covington. This dude has zero usage.
Maybe more so on FanDuel where you got to play two power forwards and steals and
for sure.
Yeah, steals and blocks mean a little bit more. It's tough sledding with him though.
He's so popular. These are the guys I love against projection people because everyone will still play him on DK, I think, at 4,400. He just doesn't have any freaking usage with these other Dame and CJ. My strongest take of the night, I was wrong the first two games. I might be wrong again, but I think Dame's the fade. They want to stop him in the second half. They put Gordon on him. They got Shaq Harrison, who they used. No one will say this except the people that watched it, but Shaq Harrison played that last minute of the first half. Completely changed the game last game. They were up 3, and I think they went into the half up 11 just because he was sprinting around, getting up in Dame, making loose balls, getting a rebound or two. I think they can guard Dame. I think they want to slow Dame down, and that makes me like CJ McCollum at 7,300 and Nurkic at 68. I'd rather go with those two over Dame. And that's where I mean, you can maybe go to Melo or some of these. I mean, Simons has looked really good in this series too. To me, made some shots. If they try to slow Dame down, that could be more minutes for him too. Simons, he's 3,100. I love the prices on these guys. There's not any risk. We talk about this forever. There's no risk playing Simons at 3,100 when he played. What minutes did he get the first two games? He only played 10 minutes the last game. I don't think he played in the second half now that I'm remembering it from the last game. He played 23 minutes 2 games ago. I swear, because he was crushing last game. And then I don't think he played in the second half. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe someone in the chat can say I'm wrong, but I don't think he played in the second half.
He only played 10 minutes total, so yeah, I don't think he did either.
I don't remember him being in there either because he was crushed in the first half. I think you can play Shaq Harrison too. As I talked about him, this is a total tournament play. It's probably not even a main team type play, but I think they need him to guard Dame a little bit. They can't put Gordon on Dame for 38 minutes. They just can't do it. So when AG's not guarding Dame, I think they use Shaq Harrison to guard him a little bit, and he's 3K. These are tournament plays. These are plays I think you can do to be able to play the studs like Giannis and Jokic and all these guys. I don't mind the Shaq Harrison play, but for me, I love all these cheap. Aaron Gordon is a for sure fade for me, and Porter is a for sure fade for me, but the rest of the Nuggets are all in play for me.
Okay. Time for the
Simon's got a mouth laceration, so I want to check.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember now. Yeah, his lip was cut open. Didn't look too bad though. I know he went with the trainer.
Maybe he had the Chris Paul thing where he was a little nervous.
Very possible. Very possible.
Again, LeBron's second greatest player I've ever seen. I'm sick of the flopping though, man. Some guy said like the Westbrook thing. If they would have thrown the popcorn on LeBron, he would have flopped. I'm sick of it. It's just like he's too good to be flopping, dude. The best player in the game should not be well, maybe he's not anymore. He's right there. You shouldn't be doing this. All right, let's get to our plays of the game of the day. Did we get to 200? Yeah, we got to 200. Give some more likes just for the hell of it. So let's start with you, Hoop. The 4X play of the day. Doesn't matter the sport.
JSU just texted me and said Holden's a lying bitch. And
well, first of all, not lice language, JSU. Second of all, he did not. He did bet on the Nuggets.
He's on the Nuggets with me and Hoop. Yeah. You lied.
He only changed after he heard that you were on the Nuggets, though.
He's like Hoop. These guys never change anything, basically. He had to be
better than that.
I'm usually like I'll change in the opposite direction of Big T, not to the same direction.
Hoop's gonna be like, I love Portland tonight.
Yeah.
Busted. I'm busted. All right, 4X play of the day, Hoop.
4X play of the day. I'm going to give a baseball and a basketball. For baseball, it's going to be Joey Gallo. I'm going to go with the Mariners or the Rangers theme. We talked about it. I think you guys kind of talked me on the Rangers a little bit more. Like myself, some Joey Gallo, and then in the NBA, it's going to be Goran Dragic. I think he needs to get more involved tonight. I think he gets more time. They need him out there to have a big game. He's looked good when he's on the court. So give me Dragic as the 4X play of the day.
All right, let's do it. The workbench. Who is on the workbench today, Big T?
Workbench. So baseball, I can't go.
Oh, it's your boy Garcia.
Gotta be Adolis Garcia.
Jockey, though. I can't get it. I mean, he's easy. I would definitely. He's the only guy I even really love, but I can't give him. Man, Willie Calhoun's going to be that high on too. Let me see.
He's only like 6 games, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I always give low-owned guys tonight. I'm not worried about them. I'm still giving Adolis Garcia. I think he's clearly the best play, so I'm going to give him. I mean, maybe he's somewhat high-owned. I'll take him still. He's going to hit a bomb, so it doesn't matter in baseball. If he hits a bomb, who cares if he's high-owned? Basketball, man, who's a low-owned guy I could give on the 3-game slate? Maybe I'll go with my boys. I can't give Shaq Harrison for that because he could play 0 minutes. I can't go with that. Give me JaMychal Green. I'm going to go off the board a little bit. How many minutes did he play last game? Last game I gave Millsap. He went for 30. I think JaMychal Green on the road.
20 minutes.
Played 20?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love because he's 3,300. We always talk about this. The difference between 4K and 3,300 to me, I mean, it's 25% basically salary, but it's a big difference. If I play a 4K guy, I want like 25. If I play a 3,300 guy, I'm okay with like 13 if he gets it or something, which is fine. Give me JaMychal Green tonight. I think he has a big game at 3,300 for the Nuggets.
All right, I've been trying to get this call turn into the boats and hose play of the day, but as long as it's still the edible play of the day.
I like that.
It's boats and hose today.
All right, it's boats and hose. And actually, instead of giving a pick, I'm going to give some life advice, which is much more valuable than any pick that I could give you. So when the 2 guys you're working with try to bait you into going on a boat and banging their wives while they hang out with their kids, I really think that might end up murdered and floating in the water. So it's a hard pass. Anybody asks you to take care of their wives while they're hanging out with their kids, hard pass.
While they're hanging out with their kids.
Well, you said you were hanging out with them.
Hey, me and Big T are like the nicest guys ever. So like murder's not in play.
Yeah,
so
well,
that's what
murderers
you might want to reconsider.
Yep, murderers always say that. They're always like, I don't murder anybody. And then
we might bring some extra anger out though if we walk in and see Holden on the bench.
Especially if your wives are smiling.
It would not be a good feeling.
All right, listen. We got the final countdown up to lock show Monday through Friday, 5:30 Eastern. Always great stuff right up to lock. I'm sure they'll talk both sports on there too. Great stuff. Hoop and Big T. We all switch out. So sometimes you get JSU, title, all the great ones. We switch back and forth. RPS Heater 25 is the code. Hoop, it was your turn to get us out of here today because you were supposed to 10 minutes ago say get us out of here. So your job.
We're having too much fun. It was a lot of fun today. I'm looking forward. The best part about the show was when we were talking about the boats and hose excursion. Literally mid-conversation, the wife popped into the office to I don't know, she had needed a stapler or something. So she caught the back end of the combo, which makes it even better. Like she was laughing her ass off right here. So it was a good show. A lot of fun. And like we said, hoping to have you on the morning wood, me, you, Big T.
No, I'm Sunday. There. I'm there. Right. I don't whatever else I'm doing, I'll cancel it. You're supposed to say, Simon, get us out of here, though. Very emphatic.
Well, no, I'm going, and I just had to get the other stuff out of the way first. So, good luck to everyone tonight in your contest. Got MLB slate kind of shitty, but you can always find some winners. NBA got some good games. Nuggets are going to ship us some extra cheese on top of the DFS cheese tonight, but we're going to get on out of here. For Holden, for Big T, I'm Hoop. Good luck tonight, everyone.
Simon, shut it off.